Housing affordability is at its worst level in 3 decades. Households earning a median income could afford the repayments on just 13% of homes sold in the last 12 months. And it's not just homes that are expensive. With skyrocketing interest rates, servicing a mortgage is getting much harder too. The Reserve Bank of Australia makes the big decisions on interest rates, and they're often looked at as the bad guys. So, who are the RBA's decisions designed to help? And are the steps they've taken having the right effect?
The Reserve Bank sets the cash rate, which is the rates that banks lend each other money in the interbank market. Banks then add on a margin to cover both their costs as well as profits, and that then becomes the mortgage rate. Mortgage rates are the key input into housing affordability. Higher mortgage rates really stifle borrowing capacity in the housing market in particular. At the moment, we're seeing the toughest affordability conditions in at least 30 years. And the last time we saw really strained affordability conditions was in around 2008, which was, no surprise, the last time we had very high mortgage rates. Interest rates can be a very blunt tool. There's one interest rate that affects all people in the economy and all parts of Australia at the same time. But it's a very uneven effect.
What they're trying to do is they're trying to tread a very thin line. They want to say, how can I get interest rates up to a sufficient level that it will slow the economy through time, but it won't crunch the economy? Ultimately, it wants to keep inflation at around 2.5%. They're aiming to get there in about 2 years. Second objective is to basically improve the living standards of everyone. In other words, they're targeting GDP and unemployment. Housing affordability is difficult because you put rates up, it means you can't buy as much, but you need to say, well, I don't want to kill the economy either and make them all unemployed. I think the cash rate adjustments they've made have started to slow inflation. You can say at the top end of town, no impact. That's true, but the net effect actually hasn't had the impact that they wanted, i.e. it slowed the economy big time.
Really, the Reserve Bank's had a very difficult job over the past few years. They're trying to keep prices low and stable. They're trying to maintain this predictable, low inflation environment where people can invest in businesses and hire people. While it seems like a big impost to enforce higher interest rates across particularly all mortgage holders across the country, the RBA is trying to look after the broader general prosperity of the country.